Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor as usual being out in nature and greeting you, bring this message of emancipation to you, this message of self-realization, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your true identity is your divinity. That's the reason why I want to speak to you concerning how Abdullah taught Neville Goddard through aristocracy. And the reason why I choose to speak on this topic of aristocracy is because I am living in a country that was a colony many years ago to Great Britain. And so most of the people are left with a colonial mentality. And most of the people believe in secular Christianity. So when someone like me come and tell them that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, they think that I'm crazy. But when we look at true aristocracy and what is true aristocracy, we would see that everyone has the same energy. Everyone depends on the same air to breathe. Therefore, there's only one universal consciousness. And everything that is created, it has to first be a thought. It has to first be imagined in someone's mind. So real aristocracy is knowing your true identity, knowing who you are. But they have used certain things to keep us from discovering our true identity. For example, when you were small, they start to teach you the Jesus story. Also, they make you believe that education, as in academic education, was the key instead of your imagination or your mental faculties. So religion, education, and politics was used to make you believe in an aristocracy outside of your identity. Now, let me just get back to my country a little bit. Whenever the so-called, or anyone from the so-called royal family from Buckingham Palace visit these ex-colonial countries in the Caribbean, they will take advantage of the little school children by having them waving flags and doing all what I would say obeisance. It's almost like bowing down to these people because they put them on a pedestal. And when the Pope visit any country, all the people get caught up in secular Christianity, especially those of Catholic origin. They almost, you gotta say, bow down. And they believe in the aristocracy of the Pope. And so some believe in the aristocracy of the Queen. Especially in my country, the Queen is on the money. But money was first a thought. It was first an idea in someone's mind. So the Queen have to go and take down her underwear and take a shit. The Pope have to go take off his underwear and take a shit. The Queen have to go under her shower and take a bath. The Pope have to go under his shower and take a bath. So there's no aristocracy. The only aristocracy there is the aristocracy of the spirit, which you are a spirit having a human experience. But you see, the system that want to control you, make you believe that you are a human trying to be spiritual. But when you understand that you are a spirit having a human experience, you come to realize that you are immortal. You come to realize that no one can employ you and no one can fire you, because no one can put you to sleep and no one can wake you up. The Pope in the Vatican, the same power that put him to sleep and wake him up is the same power that puts you to sleep and wake you up. So they have always hid the truth of your divinity from you. That's why they never point you to look inwardly to discover your true identity. They never teach you of your mental faculties, such as your will, your perception, your imagination, your intuition, your memory. That's why religious people, they have no logics at all, because they don't think for themselves. They have never think one day for themselves. But let me point you back to when you came from your mother's womb. When you were a month old, you can't remember. 6 months old, you can't remember. 1 year old, you still can't remember when you were 1 year old. Why? Because you were born in a state called amnesia, which is a state of forgetfulness. Therefore, when you read in the Bible, it says that you're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. It's forgetfulness. It's not what they tell you. It's not what the clergy tell you. That's what they want you to believe, because they want to control you. They want you to be a puppet, you are a slave. They want you to always have a slavish mentality, so you will understand your own aristocracy. So the only aristocracy there is you finding out your purpose, your calling, knowing who you are and why you are here and what you was put here for. So that was the whole motive of Abdullah teaching Neville, that his own thought is what is creating his reality, and that he can create his reality consciously. That is why when Neville had the desire to go back to Barbados without money, because it was a time of Great Depression, it was 1933, and we see that same cycle has come back around, whereby they use Corona to have an economic downturn, where we actually move from one age into another. And so back in that time of 1929 to 1939, they were moving out of the agricultural age into the industrial age. And now we are moving, we are moved from the industrial age into the digital age, into the information age. Therefore, there must be a crash in the economy. Okay, and when there's a crash in the economy, only those who understand that the true economy is their mentality will be able to survive in this crash. So my brother, my sisters, the main point I want to get across to you is that imagination creates reality, and that consciousness is the only reality, and that you can create your reality consciously. But you have to hold yourself more responsible for your thoughts, because your thoughts is what is creating your reality. Therefore, you have to learn to go to bed more consciously, and you have to learn to wake more consciously, because how you go to bed will shape how you live the rest of your day, the rest of your week, your months, and your year. So it's all about the mind. So if you understand the law of mentalism, you understand the law of correspondence, and you understand the law of cause and effect, and all these other laws, you'll be able to understand what it means to have true aristocracy. And you will never look to any aristocracy outside of yourself. You'll realize that the only aristocracy there is the aristocracy of the spirit. Therefore, you wouldn't bow to any strategy that the system have put to keep you in mental slavery. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much. I want to say to you, if this is the first time that you're listening to me, and what I'm saying is making sense to you, my advice to you is to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. And let me say this, I just want to remind you that this message I bring to you, it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brother, my sisters, hadn't it been that I would have had that experience where I awake within myself, and that single eye awake within me, and I come to understand what it means when they say you shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye. And what it really means when they say as Moses, and Moses means to be born, to be drawn out of the water, and you were in your mother's womb, surrounded by water in a basket. And I can go on and break down the whole thing for you. But I say, Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be lifted up. And that was my experience. That's the reason why I'll put my hand on my crown chakra, giving you the symbol of the single eye, saying to you, it's not a symbol of any evil eye, but it is the all-seeing eye of God in you, teaching you that when you have the experience, you come together, it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. Therefore, the sun parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun. And the Bible tells you in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun, a S-U-N, and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And also in Malachi 4:2, you're told that the sun, as in the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. So my brothers and my sisters, there's no S-O-N that can exist unless there be first an S-U-N. So the story of Jesus being the light of the world is the greatest lie that have been ever told to humanity. Also the virgin birth story, where they teach you that Mary gave birth from down below, is the greatest lie that been ever told to humanity. But when you have the birth from above, which is the birth from the skull, you come to understand that right here is Golgotha. You come to understand that this body of yours is the tomb where the Christ, your higher self, is buried, and you will resurrect and understand the truth of the S-U-N that was before every S-O-N. And then you will understand why I am bringing healing to you by saying to you, use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your creative power, your God power, to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all,